Hello, everyone. So, as I mentioned, week 7 was not a great day of picks. It was a bizarre weekend of NFL picks, but alas, we shall go over and hope that week 8 is much better, and hopefully 8 upsets don't happen again this week. But yeah, part 2 in this new format. Um, gonna be going over my picks for NFL Week 8. Talk about some of the games for college football this weekend, as well as new as far as UFC 295. Jon Jones, Stipe, poorly off, but anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me. Of course, drill subscription box somewhere on the screen. Click it, notification bell, etc. But let's not waste too much time, and let's get on with the video, shall we? So, tonight begins NFL Week 8. Well, first, before I get into Week 8, gotta talk about it because tomorrow, so World Series starts tomorrow, and it is officially Texas Rangers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed that Phillies lost. You know, I predicted, the winner of Phillies Braves versus Baltimore, but clearly no one in that class is advancing. But we got two interesting stories between the two. We got, Corey Seager, Ellis Garcia on one side. Garcia had a great day to close out the Astros Game 7. And then Diamondbacks, strong team. Got Merrill Kelly. Got great pitching. Garcia, or Gabriel, excuse me. Some good. Carroll, he had a good series for the Diamondbacks, so kudos to them. My money right now, if I had to pick, would probably be the Rangers, but we'll see. This could be a fun series, but we shall see. Rangers in 6. I think that would be my prediction. But now let's get on to NFL Week 8. No hit. So, starting tonight. So, an interesting one. We got two teams that both lost in at the final buzzer per se, or in the closing moments on Sunday. Buccaneers go to Buffalo to play the Bills. Bills 8.5-point favorites. So Buccaneers, first couple weeks they played solid. They were 2-0, and then they ran to the Eagles at home, which was the big test. Rebounded against the Saints, but they've been on a skid. The offense has not looked. In fact, it's looked kind of stagnant. But against Bills, and the Bills lost uh, in the final moments at New England, in which a game they very well should have won, per se. I mean, they had plenty of opportunities in the red zone they just couldn't convert. But Bills, 8.5 point favorites, you know, all signs to me for the Bills, get back on track. Um, if Josh Allen has looked as good as any QB has looked this season. Now, that said, if we know this team has Super Bowl aspirations, and if they want to show that and show a statement, they had their chance on Monday or Sunday. Didn't happen. Thursday night in prime time against a good but not great Buccaneers team. They gotta get it done. So Bills win 24-14. Could we see? I mean, if the Buccaneers offense doesn't get out of their own way, perhaps this may be the straw in which they pull Baker, or at least his last start, and they see what they have in Kyle Trask. It's an idea. Sunday. This is a David Tepper, you could say, game. So, Texans going to Carolina. Texans 3-point favorites over the winless. The only team who has not won a game yet this season. So, why say David Tepper game? Well, because the story is there that Frank Reich and Josh McCown wanted CJ Stroud for the number one overall pick this year, but alas, David Tepper wanted Bryce Young. That's the story. And look, CJ Stroud's pretty much looked better than Bryce has this season. And, through his first pick in the game versus the Saints, in which they somehow recovered after. Now, I will say, Bryce Young in this offense has looked improved the last couple weeks as opposed to the start. It seems like they're finding a way. Adam Thielen has shown he still has something in the tank. Brian Burns, many people are talking about him being a mass trade target for many teams. Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, they had talked about him. It's weird. I'm going to go with the Panthers in this 23-20. You know, I just, if there was a time to get your first win, because as good as Stroud has played, they have not escalated in many wins or a lot of points, I would say, is what I meant to say. And, you know, plays close in Carolina, something weird could happen. I just go 23-20, Panthers win. What may be a marquee game for this week, we got Cowboys hosting the Rams. Cowboys 6-point favorites off that Monday night win over the Chargers. Now they host the other, well, kind of felt like a home game. So while they're in SoFi against the Chargers, but here we are in Dallas against the Rams, 6-point favorites, Cowboys. See, with the Rams, okay, look, this game is obviously going to be close. You know, it's weird because you expect with Cup and Nakua, this offense should escalate more points. Now, the other day they put Kyron Williams on IR, and you can tell that it affected the run game. First, the Steelers. Excuse me. And the other thing, you know, Brett Maher had a bad day, and ultimately they cut him, signed kicker. Excuse me, Lucas have Rizek. So it's like if it's gonna be close, the team I trust right now has momentum. I'm going with the Cowboys 28-21. They get done. Vikings in Green Bay after a great upset over the 49ers. It's basically a pick'em game. So, look, Vikings 3-4 now. Got plenty of momentum after a win. And you look at their schedule, they got plenty of winnable games the rest of the way to make a run and show they're viable to be a playoff team. Now, the work starts now. Really. It's like, okay, got the win, you got the attention, you know. Jordan Addison played well, TJ Hawkinson played well. Cam Akers had some good runs. So I'm gonna trust the charge and 20-14. I mean, Packers, their offense is just not, feels like it's incomplete, really, this season. And You can tell Jordan Love's going through growing pains. So I can see why it's a pick on because it's in Green Bay. But I'm going with the Vikings to pick up after that momentum. So 20-14. Vikes. Saints at Colts. Colts 1 point favorite at home. Now, Gardner Minshew played very well against Browns at home and can make the argument, or pretty much could say they should have won that game. Now, Gardner Minshew and Jack Moss and Jonathan Taylor all had a very good add to that performance last week. You can tell he's confident. And Saints, that just felt like a blow to the gut that Foster Moreau drop that could have tied it, and who knows what happens there. But it's like this offense just feels. It's been disappointing with those weapons and their car. It's just been disappointing. So I'm going to go with the more confident team at home, the Colts. 24-19 at home. So, next up, Patriots at Miami. Miami 9.5-point favorites at home. After a loss in Philly, Patriots coming off that win. Final seconds at or hosting Buffalo. So Tyreek Hill says he's going to play. He likely won't be 100%. So look, if since he says he's playing, just being a decoy, that's gonna affect, Jalen Waddle, who thankfully for them returned to the game. It's weird because Mac Jones played a solid game, and the way he just after the adversity, the game-winning drive, that was what you expect. This is weird. I'm gonna go with. I'm going with the Patriots to win. Here, because let's face it, last game they very well could have won as well. and they kept hanging around. I'm gonna go with the Patriots here. 24-20. No, wait, 27-24. There you go. Jets at Giants. Now, this isn't really a home field advantage, although the colors will be, you know, Giants covers, but still, same arena, same stadium. Jets 3-point favorites. I mean, you could pretty much call this an even game. So, Jets coming off by Giants, coming off that lifting win over the Commanders. Jets 3-point favorites. This is interesting because you have both solid defenses. And look, as much as people want to bag on Daniel Jones and say Tyrod Taylor's better, at the end of the day, they only scored 9 points versus the Bills, and they only scored 14 versus the Commanders at home. So, I mean, off a bye, I'm going with the Jets here. 21-13. This could be an interesting one. I will say that between two New York teams, yeah, the Jets have hope. And that's weird, but they do have hope. Jaguars at the Steelers. A game that can seal the show this weekend. Jags 2.5-point favorites on the road. Now, the Steelers won the SoFi, beat the Rams, albeit with controversy, but they won. And, TJ Watt, that pick really kind of turned the tide of the game. Now, Cameron Hayward may not play this week, but he's designated to return. He would definitely help that defense. You know, Jags now 5-2 with that mini bye against the Saints. These are both pretty good teams. Now, the Steelers are starting to look how I thought they would in the preseason. I mean, a home underdog versus Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers here. 24-22. Steelers win. Actually, scratch that. I'm going with the Jaguars here. I think Trevor Lawrence, you know, what can really stifle a good defense? I'm going with Fletch. Yeah, 27-24, Jags. Falcons at Titans. This is kind of the Arthur Smith Bowl, you know, former offense coordinator of Titans against former head coach in Tennessee. Falcons 2-point favorites on the road. This, much like the Saints offense, the Falcons offense has been disappointing with their talent, you know, but they're finding ways to win. Now, it seems like Will Levis will get the start, and Malik Willis may get some time as well. There's always something with a new quarterback, and I mean, Derrick Henry, I feel like at home, Falcons offense not great. I'm going with the Titans here. 23-17. Eagles at Washington. Eagles 6-point favorites on the road. Washington, you know, their offense looked redundant against the Giants. You know, Sam Howell is right now the most sacked quarterback in the league. And against that Eagles front, that's not good. Now, this game went into overtime in Philly earlier this year. And of course, last year, the Commanders ended or gave the Eagles their first loss. So, you know, Commanders certainly know the Eagles. Hmm. Yeah, it is tough, but I'm going with the Eagles here. 27-20 of Commanders. They barely cover in the Eagles. So, what could be a sluggish yet fun game. So, Browns at who won that throw versus Colts at the Seahawks. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites. Now, last week they did not have DK Metcalf due to an injury, but looked fine. I mean, the Seahawks offense looked fine versus the Cardinals. You know, Miles Garrett is a beast, and that offensive line, unless it's fully healthy, is going to be a detriment to the Seahawks. But if I have to predict, the Seahawks obviously saw Vikings lose, and they felt confident. So I'm going to say this sluggish game, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win 24-21 over the Browns. Cardinals hosting the Ravens. Ravens 8-point favorites. You know, key to the Ravens is to not take them lightly as the Cowboys did. Now, of course, the Cowboys had 3 offensive linemen out, but in Arizona, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here, though. 23-18, Cardinals win. Bengals at 49ers, or no, Chiefs at Broncos. Chiefs 8-point favorites on the road. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chiefs 27-17. Bengals at 49ers though. Now this is a good one. 49ers 5.5-point favorites. Seems like Sam Darnold is gonna start for the Niners. So have to see about those injuries for the 49ers really quick. So McCaffrey practiced. Trent Williams did not practice. Yeah, this is tough. Defense did its job. That's the thing. Defense did its job. First, I don't know, this is weird. Off a bot for the Bengals. Sounds weird, but 27-21 Bengals win. Sunday Night Football. Chargers hosting the Bears. Chargers 8.5-point favorites. Chargers need this. They just need this. It's hard to say, but yeah, they need this. Feel like Brent Staley probably needs this. I mean, just been a disappointment, and Mike Williams, him being out sucks. Quinn Johnson has not lived up to what they thought it would be so far, and Williams' absence, Palmer has stepped up as the number 2. Let's see. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Upset. God damn. But I gotta go with Chargers here to get enough. 24-17. Chargers win. Yeah. And then Monday Night Football. Finish up week 8. Interesting one. So, Lions off that spanking against the Ravens. Come back to face the Raiders in Detroit. Jimmy G may return. We'll see. 7.5-point favorites are the Lions. I'm going to go with the Lions here. 24-16. They rebound. They cover. And yeah. But yeah. That's tough. But yep, we'll see. Those are the picks. So, news about UFC 295. So, crazy stuff. So, what happened? So, original main event, co-main event, was supposed to be Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic, and the main event, UFC 295, with the co-main event, Alex Ferrara versus Yuri Prochazka for the vacant UFC 205-pound title. Now, the other day, reportedly, Jon Jones suffered a shoulder issue. And he is now out of UFC 205 and will probably need to get surgery, according to Dana White. So, now, the co-main event is now vaulted into the main event, Prochazka versus Ferreira, and I would say a nice backup plan for the interim heavyweight title with Jones being hurt. We got the surging Russian known as Sergey Pavlovich, number 2 in the world, going up against top 5 ranked Tom Aspinall, the British heavyweight who's had some very good wins as well, tapping out Alexander Volkov, finishing Marcin Tybura in his last fight. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight between two interesting heavyweights. We know both have power. We know Aspinall, he's shown the ability to tap you out on the bottom or submissions as well. So I know we're disappointed for Jon Jones and Stipe But at the same time, it's going to be a fun fight between Sergey and Arsenal. So at least for that, that would be fun. So yeah, there you go. Um, and of course, speaking of fights on Saturday, which I didn't realize, I thought it might be next week, but Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. That box fight is going to be Saturday, which is going to be a fun one. The Gypsy King versus the Predator, Francis Ngannou. So that's going to be fun. Um, Obviously, if I had to guess, I'm going to go with Fury, perhaps third or fourth round. But we know the power of Ngannou, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a spectacle, and can't wait to see how it turns out. They had their press conference earlier, and yeah, Tyson Fury's funny. Very fun. Now, just take, might as well look at some college football games as far as this weekend. We got a few fun ones. So, we got number 20th Duke versus number 18 Louisville. Should be a good one. We know, obviously, Louisville beat Notre Dame, which Duke could not. But I think it'll be a fun one. Hopefully, again, we see Ryan Leonard. It's certainly a possibility. So we'll see. And then the big one, the Pac 12. Another big one. Oregon versus Utah. Number 8 versus 13. Now how much I love Oregon, what they've done this season. But Utah, man, they are, you know, let's not forget, these guys won the Pac 12 title the last 2 seasons. And yes, we got Oregon State. Yes, we got Oregon. Yes, we got, Washington. But the Utes gonna have something to say about the Pac 12. Even without Cam Rising for the rest of the year. And then, of course, Colorado had a chance at another ranked team. UCLA, number 23, Saturday night. So keep eyes open for that. Also, Victor Wembanyama had a solid debut in the NBA regular season. 15 points. I think was it. Want to get the correct stat line down. But yeah, Mavericks beat the Spurs. So it's 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Okay. When his first game, but of course, it's odd because of all the hype he came in with, he's gonna be held under a microscope. So we'll see. But anyways, guys, that's part 2 for you for sorts of topics this week. I enjoy this different format and space things out and talk about some other stuff. So thank you guys. Be safe. See you guys next time for Tuesday. Adios. Peace. Like. Leave a thumbs up. Yep.